Today on Squally Heifer Adventures, we're going to take a look at the Com-Pac 23 and see what we have to start to work with here. We'll start with the interior and then we'll end up on the top side. Okay guys, I'll give you an interior tour here, starting up at the bow. One of the previous owners actually put a TV in here so they can lay down and watch TV. It works. I plugged it in and it comes on. It does have a little CD player on the right. So yeah, I guess you can watch movies in here, amazingly enough. The whole front's got the filler cushions in. They're still in good condition. And then they actually have some custom built outside cushions for the cockpit. Those are pretty nice. Need a little bit of washing, but not too bad. So if we come in here, let's open this up. I already got some life jackets in here, and we also have a life sling. So we got some storage going on right here. No problem. The life sling in here, we got plenty of that. Open up another one. It does have a cassette toilet, and there's the remote for the TV down there. So anyway, the cassette toilet does look in good condition. Let's put this back. Oh look, there's an ant. Let's get rid of that. Don't need an ant. Okay. There are storage on the port and the starboard side. That's the port side right there. And then on the starboard side, there is a storage here too. And that's the water tank for the sink. Still plenty of storage in there. But we'll have to throw some. I like the the pillows they left. On one side they're decorative. And then on the other side, I got little sea creatures, a little crab on that one, a fish on that one. So, those are cute. I like that. Let's come up here some more. Let's crawl all the way up here to the front. There's another storage right here in the bow. Nothing in it. It looks like they had a transducer there at one time. Yeah, they just had that embedded in there with some silicone. Well, we could clean that up later. But again, it's nice and dry. There's nothing in here. Up here, we have the anchor locker. Let's see if something don't fly out at us when we open this up. Nope. All right, so there's the vent for the freshwater tank. We got some chain lights for the bow, and we got some road going up in there. And nice and dry, nothing else in here. Yeah, it's a clean boat. So that's the anchor locker. Let me come out of here. So the hatches work nice and open. There is a screen for that one, and the side port lights work. They open up nicely. So we'll come back some more. And we got a clock and a light on one side, and then a little barometer. I think the barometer's broken. The first time I looked at this boat, it said rain. It says rain today. And the last couple of times I've been out here, it says rain. And as you know, we're in the middle of a drought. This particular lake is 38 feet down right now today. Amazing. So yeah, I don't think rain's in the forecast. Might have to get a new barometer because it is definitely not rainy. All right. So, check this out. I actually got it working. So what happens is on these barometers is you actually have to reset them. You actually have a little telltale gauge here, and you can set it right where it is, and you can see the barometer change from where you had last looked at it. So when you set these barometers, there's actually an altitude adjustment here in the back. So what you do is you look it up for your current location, and then you readjust your set screw here. And then after you readjust your set screw, make sure you tap it, because you want it to be real accurate. Make sure that as you tap it, it bounces right where it needs to be. I noticed that after I set the set screw and I tapped it, it would change just a little, so I had to give it a fine-tune adjustment to get it right where I wanted it. And so there, the barometer actually works. It is not defective. That's good news. And the clock has been keeping perfect time on this set. So yes, they're both beautiful additions on the boat here. I like them. All right, that's one problem down. So let's come over here to the starboard side. I've already cleaned it up a little bit, not much. This boat was already pretty clean. We have hatch boards. Get those out. We got a sink. It's a little hand pump. Again, there was no water in the water tank, so don't know if that works, but I'm pretty sure it does. The hoses go down and out. That's not a problem. We got some side bunks here. I already got some storage, some towels, rags, and then some more storage, some plates. So it's got a nice little shelf right here that you can use. Again, this cushion comes up. There is more storage underneath. They have a portable fan in there. Alright, let's put that back. What else we have is we actually have a built-in radio. Our fire extinguisher. We got a carbon monoxide alarm. I need to check that, make sure it's working. This is the back of the compass. Compass is right here. So, yeah, it's a nice compass. Hopefully you can see that. I can't see it through my phone, but it's got a nice cover to it. Let's put that back, protect that up. Now, let's come back over here to the port side. Move some gear over. On the port side, we've got some wasp spray, but you know what's important? Soapy water. It's a lot better than wasp spray. He left wasp spray in here, but we're going to use soapy water. Again, you don't want a bunch of chemicals in your boat anyway. We got some spare battens, plug for the TV, and then over here we have a denatured alcohol stove, stainless steel. That thing's pretty neat. We have a Raymarine ST1000 autopilot and an extremely nice tiller. This tiller is in good condition. Check that out. So we also have two tiller clutches on here, two different styles. One that wraps around with the lines, and then the traditional tiller clutch. So if you want a tiller clutch, this thing's got repeat and redundancy. Awesome. So look at the cardboards. Got a little bag in there, all empty. And then on this one, we've got some flares. Got a flare kit, it's all good. A spare light. Let's put that in there. And then again, underneath the cushion itself, we got a spare anchor. I'm gonna have to pull that out. Look at that, I got some more line. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some line care here. That could be coming apart and that can unravel itself. So we'll go ahead and take this and whip it. That rope looks brand new, don't it? Not a lot to it, maybe 25 feet. I'll figure that out. Let's see how much is in there. Along with the spare anchor. What else we got in here? We got a wire for our depth gauge. And that goes back. Let's throw that in there for now. We'll come back and clean up our spare anchor there. The boat did come with some spare lines, and they were all frayed out. So what I've done is I've cleaned up the edges, and I've went ahead and I've whipped them all up so that way they're all proper. I've used different colors. There's like a purplish one there, a black one. We got a blue one. So that way we actually can use this line as it needs to be. So I do like line care, guys. Anyway, I'm going to get some more rope, some newer rope. It's a little short piece, but it's good. It's good to tie off. So I've already done some rope care here. Not much spares, but still good rope in good condition. We're going to go ahead and reuse all of this. We have a traditional navigation electrical switch going on. We've got our accessories, our bow lights, our cabin lights, our navigation lights, and a couple of DC plugs. And then where the diesel engine would go if this was a diesel model, but it's not a diesel model, so we just have a shelf here, some tools, we have a table, and then some screens. We actually have a screen for the hatch companionway, and then of course the hatch itself. And this is a table, and you can set this table up in the middle of the cabin here and have a table. We have, and here's the pole right here, the pole for the table. We have some tools, a little tool bag, hammers, screwdrivers, extra bungees, some hanging hooks, extra propeller. We'll go through all that. Some, looks like some extra screws, cotter pins. That's some good stuff. Got a little air horn. So, we got some storage under there. I'll show you the bilge in a second. I'm going to crawl underneath there. So that's the inside of the cabin. Oh, port side. We have the manual bilge pump handle, and we have the winch handles to be held up right there. So that's what we got, guys. It's actually in very good condition, ready to go. I mean, really not a whole lot we need to do to this thing. Okay, so here's the bilge. Let's see if I can get in here. It's pretty dry. I don't know what that crystallized stuff is in there, but it's definitely a dry bilge. Nothing's in here. Need to clean it out a bit, but nothing that I have to do right now. This is the manual bilge pump. what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a automatic bilge pump in here, so that way when I'm not in the boat, there's a hole over here. I'm going to go ahead and run it through that that little hole right there, and I'll wring the lines out. Let me see here. We got a sink on this side, and then you can see where we can come up right here. And then we already have one hole fitting, through hole right there. And what I'm thinking of doing right now, because we're in the water, is just putting a either putting a Y on that drain for the sink, and tying the automatic bilge into it, or I'll just disconnect the sink until I can pull this boat out of the water, and then drill another through hole like I should, and then get that automatic bilge pump to pump out, because I do want an automatic one there. Okay, well, all I had was some rags, but the bilge is clean now. I don't know what that stuff was under there. Bring a vacuum next time. It's good enough for now. We got a clean enough bilge. Yeah, that's all I had. It was just like this gritty, grimy stuff. It looks like hasn't been cleaned out in years, and it's just a bunch of lint, rock, sand, or whatever else they brought in this boat over the years. But it was dry. It was, for the most part, it was dry. So let's sit back and see what happens with that. Alright, checking the bilge. It's been a few weeks since I somewhat cleaned it out, and perfectly dry. Perfect. So on the outside, we actually have a solar charger here. It comes down into the starboard locker. And we've got our battery. We're going to get a battery tender so we can have a little controller. Right now there's nothing controlling this solar charger with this battery. Now this is a nice upgrade. So we have a little main sheet traveler bolted onto the back of the boat here. So a lot of the old ways, they would use this to get that main sheet traveler, but we actually have a long cross traveler here that we can hook up that main sheet with. The outboard, let me see here if I can untie this real quick. Well, hold on, let me put the phone down for a second. Okay, the phone went dead. I put it down, and this heat of the sun, it overheated. So we've got a 9.8 Tohatsu 4-stroke going on. And we've got, looks like a, what is this? About a 6-gallon tank. That's what we got here. On that 6-gallon tank, it just sits back here. Down here, like so. So it just sits back there. And the engine goes down in the water here. Needed 2 hands for that. So let's see here. Let's see if it'll start. I haven't. No, I don't know if the choke was out or not. try that again in a second. Well, I just found out why the engine wouldn't turn over. It's because I did not put the kill switch in. I'm going to put the key in here. And we put the key on. And I got to turn it on. Yeah, I got remote steering here. Not remote steering, remote throttle control. So I've got forward and reverse here in the cockpit with me. And then now let's give it a shot. Yeah, that's it. Need to put the key in. I'm gonna have to remember to put the key in. So it does have an electric start on this motor. So to get it out of the water, I might put another starter in there, but it starts on that first pull. Once I remember the key. Let's try it again. She's a good motor. I'll do the lower oil gear on it. Change out a spark plug, and yeah, she'll be good. A little bit of maintenance. I think that's definitely a good motor. On the back, we do have the foiling rudder, and we have a swim ladder. Okay, let's try this again. So I've already seen that, and then on the starboard here, there's the ropes. We just cleaned those ropes up. We got a shore cable, a little paddle. Pretty much, it's a nice, easy locker. We've got a boom bang set up here. And we've got our main traveler. For our main sheet. These are both 1/4 inch. I think I'm going to take both those off, put 3/8 on there. Got some nice Harken winches with some nice clutches going on here. Okay. We've got our shrouds. I need to check the shroud tension. They definitely feel loose to me. Yeah, it's definitely loose. I got a loose gauge, we'll check that out. We've got our tabernacle here. It's got some nice additions to put stuff on. So that's pretty neat. Got a radio over there. Hatch board's up for the hatch. We do have a solar powered fan. I do not believe it's working. And then we have the water inlet right here. And then as far as the anchor, we have an 11-pound anchor. It is a small anchor for this boat. 3,000-pound boat, and you have an 11-pound anchor. I've got a 18-pound anchor at the house. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put an 18-pounder on here. And then we have the roller furling. So this will be my first roller furling here. I've always done hang-ons, but it looks good enough. Up on the mast on the top, we've got our lights, we've got a wind vane, and we have our antenna for the radio. Well, it looks like we still have some got some fair leads here. Might have been a downhole at one time with a hank on. And then on the other side, as far as the paint, they did one little big pat of a paint job right there. I got bolts where the TV went through. I would have preferred not to have had that. But all in all, it's a really good boat. We'll get the sails up and we'll check everything else out later. Let's see what we got on the starboard side here. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, the rigging is definitely loose. We'll take care of the rig tensioning in a future video. Well, if you made it this far, like, subscribe, and we will definitely have more adventures to come.